If you ask me how many planning meetings the Māori Party has had in 2025, easy answer, none. None. Not a single one. This is what you're sort of dealing with, right? So our takutai is under this immense pressure. She's getting no support. And this all sort of leads us to the time where Raori and Debbie are suspended. So we're doing the 21 days in the house.
This is the haka.
Yeah, suspended for the haka, right? And so it ends up just us in the house. Me, Hana, Takutai, Beno. And we're just doing all the housework. Now, Raori and Debbie didn't have to not be at the house. They were only suspended from the chamber. So they could have still come to the house and done the work. They opted to stay out. I don't know why you would do that as the leader. But anyway, that's what happened. And in that time where it was just us four in there, we began working in a manner that was easy. It was easy, it was efficient, it got stuff done. And across those couple of weeks, we had a few hui. And at that last week, we four had agreed that an intervention was required. And we worked out how to do it after they came back. Now, the tragic thing was that Takutai died that week. And then what happened during that tangihanga is some of the most despicable stuff I've encountered. And if anyone wants to challenge me on it, I'm good to go.
What happened?
Poor behaviour. Poor behaviour. I'll tell you this much, because Whanari is happy, has shared it openly with me and others. Her, Whanari, Takutai's mum, and Matua Karaka, her father, were driving to Auckland to pick their girl up and take her home. They heard on the radio that their girl was going to Hoani Waititi. And then the rest of that story is a debacle of immense proportion. And I'm happy for that whānau to talk about it. And I know there's sensitivities around it and all of that. But in my time dealing with tangi, and I had to deal with our Uncle Piri's tangi, probably the biggest tangi Ngāti Kaunganu's ever had to deal with, I've never come across anything like that.
That is the end of that clip. Now, again, not really understanding the protocols and practices completely around it. It sounds like what he's saying, correct me in the chat if you're wrong, is that, tradition would have Takutai would be going to her home marae or back with family, and there was an intervention and went elsewhere. And yeah, someone just says in this point here, and then got sent the bill. He does talk in this interview about the family having a big bill to pay as well, and Mihinarangi was like, what do you mean bill? And so there's something to do with that as well. Again, I don't want to kind of put more shade. We don't have the full thing, but that's part of this conversation. And if you want to check it out, go and check it out. Chewie, you can see the emotion in Takuta's face in that.
That seemed very real.
And obviously, I'm going to say it for a third time, it's just different. I mean, if a European in the Labour Party passes away and they go and have a funeral, and it's different. And the different way Māori handle life and do life is also the different way they do politics. And so there's an element of this I just can't understand. I can't understand, and I'm happy to sit back and be educated. We're just giving you what's been said today. We'll go back and play that one about the Instagram post as well, because people are talking about it. But before we do that, Chewie, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, look, as I said, that seemed very, very real. Real emotion, real hurt, real anger. I'm not saying Ferris gets it wrong. Gets it right all the time. I don't think there's anybody that really does. But I think this interview has really shown how much emotion is involved in this, and maybe again that's another reason why it's potentially so messy. But somebody, maybe multiple people, need to have a real good fucking look. Someone's gonna have to swallow something not very tasty to get this party back together. And the longer this goes on, and the more of this stuff that gets dredged up, the less I think it's going to happen.
Yeah. And look, Lurchy's just put in the chat, Pat, you called it 100% correct. These allegations need verification and balance. Just so you know, and this is not about this particular issue, in general, we don't care about balance. We care about accuracy. But in saying that, I agree in this instance, and I will be approaching, I'll message Debbie tomorrow, because we do want to hear from that side, because like I said, we're still sitting on the outside looking in. Don't take this, for at least my part, being like, this is 100% the truth and this is the answer now. This is the interview that came out today that we're looking at. We will make a space for the other guys to come on. I suspect they won't. I suspect they won't want to talk to it, because that seems to have been the path they've pretty much taken, bar one conversation so far. But the offer will be there, and we have an open door policy with many people. Debbie and Nawari are two of those people, and they know that as well. They cited us as one of the trusted places they like to talk to in a media interview not that long ago. So the offer will be made, and it would be good to hear their perspective as well, especially with that clarification around that October 9th hui. Ceasefire, yes. I'm going to get Utu. If that's the case, that's because what you have to do in that instance, if that's happened, you have to humble yourself and admit that you're wrong. And most people seem to be saying that's not something that they necessarily think comes naturally to JT. Because if that's accurate, then he'd have to be the one to humble himself. I'll say that for a third time, if that's accurate.